Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Christina. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to Strike January in Berlin. I didn't actually plan to film this weekend, but January has been the month of strike. We had the trains that were on strike across the country, and also the inner city trains are affected by this. So in the beginning, Berlin didn't have inner city trains running, which is quite a bummer if you have to go to work or if you move along the city. It's one of the main public transportation here. Then the farmers were on strike and they were blocking major alleys in the city. They were having certain gatherings, get-togethers, and certain speeches in very prominent places in the city. So that also had quite an impact while the trains were striking as well. Then the truckers were on strike, and now the trains are on strike again. I actually had plans this weekend to do something with friends. I didn't plan to film, but because of the strike, it is easier to just sit this out, and then we're going to postpone this to the next weekend. That is why I now have the time to sit down and film a couple of videos. And I'm also really excited about it because you can make the most out of a situation, even though it doesn't go as planned. I will take the opportunity to film videos today. Please do not seek these people out who leave comments under the videos. I don't delete the comment. They're there for a purpose. There is an exchange there. You can look at them, you can engage with people, but please do not seek them out. I think it is very interesting to take a look at comments from people who are in favor of multi-level marketing companies, who are in MLMs, who were in MLMs, who are making a business out of that themselves, and how they react when they stumble across a video that they disagree with. Number one, I find it interesting to take a look at those comments and to give my commentary on these as well, to give my perspective as well. It is great content, at least I like those types of videos. And number two, they're also sometimes just entertaining. Because if people leave stupid comments under public videos on a public platform, then I will utilize these. So let's get right into the video. The first comment was left under a video that was especially disgusting to me because it was from two Amari distributors who are preying on people struggling with addiction and being sober after battling addiction. In this video, two Amari distributors, in my opinion, have reached rock bottom by opening up Sober September. These are two people who are in Amari as distributors, and they encourage people who struggle with addiction to purchase the Happy Juice. That is a concoction of 3 supplements that you can purchase, very overpriced by the way, from Amari, and then you're able to join the Sober September group. And these are two people who are preying on other people with addiction problems. One of the women said that she was struggling with addiction as well, and the other one is a sober coach who has actual credentials in the state of Washington in addiction counseling. That was absolutely gross to me, and the fact that they would prey on people in what they called Sober September to lure people into the MLM and to lure people into this group was absolutely disgusting to me. Not everybody thought that this approach was disgusting and gross and preying on vulnerable people, but rather that my commentary on this was horrible, and that's why somebody felt the urge to leave this comment. I am drinking my Happy Juice and happily watching this and praying for you all. Why do this? If it's working for someone else, then just leave them alone. No need to be so hateful, just showing your true ways. And why would you give someone's location when making a video against them that could harm her or her family? This video is a whole different level of disgusting. This is somebody who's apparently in favor of Amari, and I looked it up. Surprise, it's also a distributor. The person also shills the Happy Juice, the supplement I spoke about before. First of all, she's contradicting herself. You're drinking the Happy Juice and you're happily watching this, but you find it a whole level of disgusting. That means you're not happily watching it. Let's cut the crap. Not even the Happy Juice will make you happy when you're infuriated by my video. Why do this? To show people how disgusting Amari and the tactics from Amari distributors are. I mean, her username tells me very much where she's coming from. Maybe she's in the same realm, preying on people in the same way, and that doesn't make it any better. I do have a certain level of empathy for people who were struggling or who are struggling with addiction, and somebody promised them a solution while joining Amari and getting the Happy Juice as well. But that is not an excuse, and that doesn't make it okay to prey on others as well. You're talking about people who were addicted, in this case to alcohol, and you're telling them you have a solution for them, which you don't. You have an overpriced supplement, and the fact that they're trying to force people into buying this drink so that they're able to join a sober group in September, which you can only do by buying the happy juice, is absolutely disgusting and gross. And I want to point this out, and I want to spread the word, and I want for people to be aware that number one, the happy juice is a pile of BS, and number two, it doesn't help you if you're struggling with addiction, period. If it's working for someone else, then just leave them alone. These are people who are putting out misinformation about addiction and about supplements. I'm not leaving that alone. I'm not on their pages, I'm not in their social media, making my own videos, and I'm reacting to the content that they put out publicly. And I will continue to do so. No need to be so hateful. There is no hate in this video. It is criticism, and from my perspective, very legitimate. Thank you. Just showing your true ways. You don't know my true ways, but I will keep that for you to figure it out yourself eventually. And why would you give away someone's location when making a video against them that could harm her and her family? So now it is also a crime, and it is horrible of me to point out that the person in the video is located in the United States, the state of Washington, and has a degree where she can treat people with addiction. And she's trying to do that now with a happy juice. Something that this person has stapled all over her social media, that she lives in Seattle. Okay, yeah. No, I mean, it's not the person who's putting out all of the information. It is me, the person that is reacting to this, who is at fault here. I would suggest, if you're truly worried about this, maybe speak to the person who is consistently using her children, invading her children's privacy, the children's room where she's filming consistently, sharing information about her children's emotional and physical health, sitting in a car on a live, telling everybody where she is at the moment, filming on playgrounds where she is with her children. Maybe have a talk with that person, because I do believe that this individual that we're talking about here is using their children for her own benefit to further her Amari business. And that is the truly disgusting part. Not me pointing out that she lives in the state of Washington when she has that plastered all over her social media and mentions that regularly. That would be like somebody telling me, you live in Berlin, and I'm like, oh, whoa, that's disgusting. Stop it right there. Although I'm the person that is putting that out on Instagram, and I'm also telling you, hi, I'm Christina, and I live in Berlin, and Berlin is currently on strike. The disgusting part is to promote a supplement as a tool and cure to battle addiction and to make unrealistic health claims. You can drink the happy juice all the time, all you want, but to make false and predatory statements is wrong, unethical, and sinister. And praying for you all, I hope it makes you feel better, the person who commented this, because in my experience, the people that will tell you, you are so horrible, you're so miserable, I will pray for you and for you all. It is not to help other people, but it is to help yourself. And if it makes you feel better, then I'm okay with that. Although I don't need your prayers, but I appreciate the approach, and I appreciate the content that this gives me to utilize for further videos and to point out the predatory tactics. This is a great example. Additionally, the person commented, beauty YouTubers who are wannabe influencers trying to be anti-MLM. Looks like you didn't do your research. I mean, you were not able to look past the name CD Beauty Hunter, which might imply that this is a channel about beauty. But let me quickly check, just to make sure. How many beauty videos do I have? Okay. Okay, 0. So good job there. And no, I'm not a wannabe influencer. It is not my aim to be an influencer. I will not make this my job. This will never be my job. I do not care to work on social media. I actually have a very fulfilling, good job. I do this for the fun of this and also for the educational part, because it does contribute to my life a lot in a very positive way. I know, for some people it's hard to understand, and I'm not trying to be anti-MLM. I am anti-MLM. This entire channel is about anti-MLM and now also anti-scam and not beauty. Naturally, I had to answer, yet you are here to comment and push the video out to more people. I appreciate your support. I know that I say that a lot, but I do. And if people don't understand that they support this channel when they have critical feedback, feedback that they don't like the comment, yet they comment multiple times, then that just helps me, and I do appreciate that. Although this is just a beauty YouTuber who are wannabe influencers trying to be anti-MLM. Bull of MLM commented under a Prove It video where I spoke about the CEO of the company, Brian Underwood. What is the anti-MLM community doing to change the issues in the industry? In my opinion, it is not the anti-MLM community's job to change the industry. The change has to come from within. At least that is in my experience. If you really want to change something, it has to come from within. So I'm throwing the question back at you, at somebody who is obviously very fond of this community, and this is a topic that is so close to your heart. What do you do to change the unethical ways of the industry? In my opinion, there is no way to have an ethical MLM system unless this industry gets rid of the recruitment aspect. But I guess then we wouldn't have an MLM industry. If you are a fan or if you're fond of MLM, what is your suggestion that you will change the industry? How can you change the industry from within, sustainably and long-term and ethically? I'd be interested to know that. In addition to that, I also believe that the industry can or has to change if forced legally, but that requires the appropriate laws, a workforce of people who are there to make sure that those are also being executed, and that the people that do missteps, that they're being punished properly, fined properly. But that requires the laws in place, and it also requires the people to follow up with that. My personal suggestion always is fine the people into oblivion. Make sure that if somebody has missteps, whether it is a distributor or the company, that they're being fined accordingly. And in my opinion, that has to happen when it comes to the company as well as to the distributors. The distributors in MLMs are independently contracted salespeople. That is why the company is not officially responsible for them the way a reputable job or regular job would be with a regular employee. They are responsible for their employees. That's the first thing. I would close that gap, and then you could find the people accordingly. Company as well as the distributors. You had misinformation this year about health products, about the business opportunity. You caused this or that much damage. How much money did you make this year? The distributor made 5,000 euro. Okay, 2,500 from your income goes straight into the fine pool, and then the company has to match that money. I'm thinking out loud here, but that is how I think you can actually get people financially if they have to undo the damage they did. But that is at the moment not an option. That is just me purely speculating. But back to the question, what the anti-MLM community, the people that are not responsible to make change in the industry, what are they doing? Number one, raising awareness of the dangers of multi-level marketing companies, topics that the community graciously leaves out because it's not beneficial to make a sale and because it's not beneficial to recruit people. There are tons and tons of videos available, and that is a great achievement to make sure that people understand that there are pitfalls in the MLM world. Validate those that have had bad experience. It's not always your fault if something goes wrong. Sometimes it could also be an unethical system. Gaslighting is a huge topic in the MLM world, and pointing out and validating that people who got scarred by this, who got burned by this, who lost a lot of money, that they might have done everything they could, that they might have done everything their upline told them, and they were still not set up for success, because not everybody in MLMs can be successful. The anti-MLM community also continues to put out content. Some might find them entertaining, some might find them educational as well, to make sure that there is a continuous stream of information on social media where people can find starting points, an audience can find starting points to educate themselves and to do their very own research on multi-level marketing companies. Flagging obscene and absurd health claims, income claims, and flagging important background information to the responsible authorities so that they can follow up. Because if there's a huge storm on social media, those are the moments when the authorities might be able to react as well. Let's face it, authorities do not have a lot of people. They don't have a huge workforce of people to monitor and execute what is necessary to cut down the MLM distributors that put out misinformation, and also the companies that allow that to happen, unethical business plans, etc. So this is a really, really good way to also raise awareness, either by contacting the authorities directly when you realize that somebody puts out misinformation, dangerous information, and information that is not true to the values of the MLM themselves, but also when the MLM has products out or income claims or corporate claims that are unethical as well. That is a huge achievement to point that out. And the more information you give to the authorities about one specific topic or about one MLM, the more likely it is that they will be able to take a look at that. Sometimes it takes those drastic steps. MLMs are also changing or closing down their recruitment-based business. Body Shop is a good example, who in some countries was still operating as a multi-level marketing company. They shut that down now due to a lack of success. The CEO of Pure Romance, for example, had videos out where he said, this is not working for us anymore. There's a strong anti-MLM community. Most people are now aware of the dangers of the business model, and that's why we have to change. But that is just my take on this as somebody who doesn't work within the industry. Under another video from the Amari distributor that is the Sober Coach that also ran this horrible Sober September group, somebody commented, I'm going to sign up under her. Can't wait to join her. Thanks. I answered, you're welcome. Keep me updated how it's going. She hasn't done that so far, so I hope things are working out for you. But I would say I doubt it, because most people who join MLMs, they will lose money. But do keep me updated. It will make for great content, I'm sure. The next comment was under one of my Plexus videos, and Plexus is another health and wellness MLM, and the distributors, they really go rogue with their nonsensical and dangerous health claims, pretty much claiming that Plexus products can cure all your ailings. I have seen some of the most heinous stuff, and I've reacted to some of the most heinous stuff, and that just shows where the disconnect is. Because the corporate side from Plexus, they should have stepped in there, and they shouldn't allow people to make ridiculous health claims like Plexus products can cure cancer. But that hasn't happened. Those people are still within the company, and that's the type of MLM we're talking about. Under one of those videos, somebody commented, I have been taking Plexus for 8 months. I love how I feel now. Doctors charged me but never got me better. They, doctors, sold me prescriptions that band-aid my problem and made me worse. By the way, I am 58 and had a lot of physical problems. I feel better than I did at 30 now. You have your thoughts and I have mine. I did this for my health and it works for me. Which is great, but you cannot compare prescription to supplements. We're talking about supplements. And if you have actual ailings because of sicknesses and of disease, to claim that supplements could cure those is simply false. It is false and it is dangerous. And I do hope that she is well at 58. You know what happens at that age? You're getting older. Things will happen. It is what it is. We all get older. And if those overpriced Plexus supplements help you, that is great. We all know that placebo has a huge and powerful role. It can actually be more beneficial, and it can actually be more powerful than actual medicine and actual supplements. You had a lot of physical problems, but they're not all gone now because you take Plexus supplements. Once again, that's a statement that is bogus. And the doctors charged you, but they never got you better. Let's hope that Plexus products who are way, way overpriced will make you feel better, because otherwise you will have spent a lot of money for nothing yet again. I might be biased here, but I do believe in medicine, and I do believe that prescription medicine can be actually beneficial. I do also believe that it is good to also take a look out for alternatives. Just because I have a headache, I don't need to use a pill. Just because my back hurts, I do not need to use a pill. Just because I struggle with painful cramps during my menstruation doesn't mean that I need to pop a pill. But I can work on the root cause of this. If I'm nervous all the time, if I'm anxious all the time, and I'm clenching my jaw, I might get a headache. What helps there best? Maybe for me trying to relax instead of popping a pill. But that is, I guess, not what we're talking about here. The prescription band-aided my problems and made me worse. The same is true for the supplements you take. They're also not necessarily anything else but a band-aid. You do not cover the root of the problem by taking a supplement. Your personal experience with the products does not remove the criticism I address about the misrepresentation, health claims, and financial claims in Plexus and this call. If the supplements or placebo effect make you feel good, then that is a great personal story. The person commented a second time under the same video, I know I'm helping you make money by comments. Actually, at the time, you didn't help me make money by comments because at the time the channel wasn't monetized, but you helped push out the video because you commented multiple times. And that's what I appreciate. Making you more popular, that's fine, all for helping people. Thank you. You are really a helper. Is your job to rip apart anything that other people do? No, I didn't even make money on those videos. I wasn't, and I do make a small amount now, but that's not my job. And I also... Is your job to rip apart anything that other people do? What makes you an expert? Have you done each thing that you're putting down? Just curious. I do it to feel better on plexus than I have anything I have tried in my life. I spend more than I get. That doesn't even make sense. You spend more money than you get in return on plexus products? Yeah, thanks for admitting that. And also, if you comment something, I get it. If you're infuriated, if you're angry or sad or mad, maybe don't type that out when you're angry or when you're in that state, and check what you want to say. Because even when you're mad or when you're sad, it's good to get your point across. I'm just interpreting here because it's like really walking you through a comment in a different language. I spend more than I get, but I feel better than I have in 30 years. So do what you do and God bless. My answer was, I'm glad you enjoyed the supplements Plexus offers. I speak about my professional background and connection to multi-level marketing in my videos. Criticism is not bashing. I appreciate your support. And please also check your comments before you send them out, because if you want to bring criticism across, it is also essential for me to understand your criticism. The next comment was under one of my Prove It videos, why Prove It sucks. Some people didn't like that. One of the person commented, she so loves people, referring to Jessie Lee Ward, who was one of the distributors I spoke about in this video. Have you ever been in MLM, direct sales, or affiliate marketing? Watch what you speak into, as I have listened to a 3 minutes. What? Watch what you speak into, as I have listened to a 3 minutes. That is great. So you've watched 3 minutes out of an over 30-minute long video. That means you got a really, really good representation of this video. Great job. She is an amazing leader, referring to Jessie Lee Ward, mentor, and someone who really cares about people. I spoke about various people in Prove It in this video, among those also Jessie Lee Ward, who was at the time trying to cure her cancer by juicing. She purchased really, really pricey and a really loud juicer, and I commented on her ways and also on her tactics and why I believed that she wasn't a great leader and why I believed that she was using people. She was nice to those people that she needed to keep close to benefit off of them. But if she was done with them, she was also being rude to them. I also used examples from people that are currently running their own channels, also anti-MLM channels, like Aaron Bees, who has been very open and who has publicly criticized Jessie Lee Ward as well. She was a part of her downline and has first-hand experience on how Jessie Lee Ward used the people in Prove It to make money off of them. It's a personal choice when you are diagnosed with a potential life-threatening condition. Being I have been in medicine for 17 years, being you've not been in grammar for 17 years, obviously, and married to my husband who is oncology, it's a very personal choice. That is true. And if you had watched more than 3 minutes, you would have also seen that I said that multiple times. My problem is not that Jessie Lee Ward was in her kitchen juicing, but that she was in her kitchen telling people that this could cure her cancer. Her cutting meat out of her diet, then including meat again into her diet, was her cure to cancer, and she was presenting this as facts. You can do whatever you want. When you're being diagnosed with anything, it is your choice. I do believe if it is your body, it is your choice. If you put that onto the internet and you claim that you have found a cure to your illness and to your disease and it is downright wrong, then I'm allowed to criticize this. And that's what it was about. Not about her personal choice. I have had family members in my life who also were diagnosed with cancer, and some refused to go through chemotherapy. They changed their mind along the way, but I respected that. You know what they didn't do? They didn't go on social media and said, if you're being diagnosed with cancer, do not get chemotherapy because that will not help you. But let's eat vegan food, eat more meat, and let's put a fresh juice into our body every single day. That would have been worth criticizing from my end as well, even though those people were or are family members. Different story, girly pop. Unless you have met her, you have no idea who she is and how much she loves in her team and all those she coaches. There is no need for me to meet people in person. I can judge them, and I can judge on the things they say publicly on social media. Once again, telling people that juicing will cure your cancer is false. And I can judge on that without meeting that person. The next commentary was under a video where I spoke about Jessie Lee after her death and about what happens in an industry after somebody who is considered a leader, in my opinion, a cult leader. What happens if that person passes away? What happens to the people who work actively in this industry, on their team, in the same MLM? I also took a look at the corporate side and the overall industry. And I pretty much showed a good amount of example of how people used her, just the way she had used people when she was alive. I was also very clear from the get-go that this was going to be a critical video because I didn't think that highly of Jessie Lee Ward and because I obviously don't think highly of multi-level marketing. And that is what this person commented on. You sound like someone who joined an MLM, crashed and burned, and is now bitter. I personally know multiple people who make 6 figures a year. No baloney, no scams, solid comp plans, and excellent leadership. Curious what MLM has made you so bitter. Are you? And somebody actually commented under that. And I love it when you have your own thoughts and your own feedback under these videos. Do you eat your own BS with sugar or salt? And I hate to admit it, I sat there for about half an hour and I actually thought, how would I rather eat my own BS? Am I more the salty or more the sweet route? Because I do enjoy candy and I enjoy more savory food. I do enjoy the sweet and the salty route. And that really took up 30 minutes of my day. And I love it. Thank you for that comment. I also commented, I speak about the reasons why I make these videos in most of my videos. Go ahead and check these out if you are interested. I doubt that person did this, but I don't want to comment under every video what my experience is with multi-level marketing companies, why I do these videos, and what my actual job is. And I just want to be very, very clear. I do not want to be known as the bitter bitch on YouTube who got burned by MLMs. I just want to be known as the bitter bitch. But in all honesty, I speak about this in my channel a lot. I am a compliance expert, a media expert, and that is why multi-level marketing and multi-level marketing companies are interesting to me. During the pandemic, I fell down the rabbit hole and I watched a lot of videos and I looked at the topic myself, and then I started to do videos now a year ago. Being critical thinking, having very clear rules, having the law that you need to follow in many parts of your life, also in the media industry, and making sure that what you do, what the company does, and what your colleagues do is compliant is a part of my job. That is why I like to cut down those truly big theoretical concepts and use them and show them actively in small bits and pieces. And that is very similar to multi-level marketing companies. A lot of those claims are unethical. A lot of those claims are false. And most of the claims that I see on social media are simply not compliant. And I love that take, and I love that when it comes to my actual job. In my job, I have certain parts that can be very creative, but I'm lacking those at the moment in my everyday life. And that is why I love to sit down and think about videos, video ideas, make a script, make notes, do the filming, do the editing, upload, and engage with people. And I'm able to talk about content that a lot of people in my personal life don't want to talk about. That's it. So if you think I'm a bitter bitch, that is your prerogative, but I'm not a bitter bitch because I got burned by MLMs. Sorry. And how would you consume your BS? Salt or sugar? I think I would use salt. Anywho, the person answered again, so thank you for pushing out those videos and for helping with the algorithm. That is sad considering I personally know a scientist with a fully organic protocol which has cured multiple stage 4 patients. I answered, that is amazing. Please share the clinical studies and approved fully organic protocols that can cure cancer. That would be so beneficial for the world population. That person never got back to me, which is sad. Because if you have a cure for cancer that is not chemotherapy, then share it. Those are the types of health claims you cannot make. And sassy Christina is sometimes in the comments. And that was Sassy Christina. If you have an all-natural cure or you know a doctor who can provide that for people who have cancer, then share it. Otherwise, that would just be extremely selfish. How do you eat your BS? With salt or with sugar? Because somebody sounds really salty there, and that's not me. The next two comments were under a video where I spoke about Mary Kay, the CEO of Mary Kay. I spoke about how she built the company, about the compensation plan. I showed an example of somebody who walked us through how you can make money in Mary Kay, and surprise, you can do it by buying a lot of product. That's a really, really great choice. And then in the end, because I thought it was funny, I also showed a video where Mary Kay Ash's office was preserved as a museum. And I found that really cringy and I found that really funny. Somebody didn't think that video was funny and said, too bad, your article only showed one side of your negative thoughts about Mary Kay. My article, I commented on material that I found on social media. I also read parts of an article that's not my article. I didn't write it. I also quoted from Mary Kay's website, and I quoted articles that were not really critical about Mary Kay because she built a multi-level marketing company. Just saying. How do you deal with actual criticism? What about the women who choose to work their Mary Kay business and it actually changed their life of their family for the better? Thank you. What is this? People, if you type something, make sure that you're commenting in a way that you want to be also represented. Because I will use these comments for videos. I will use these comments for further commentary. Take some time out of your day, right? Check and spell check. I also don't do that 100%, but if I want to bring a point across, I will sit over the comment multiple times. I felt your article was poorly written. Okay, we're a journalist now. Good job. Once again, it wasn't my article, and I was commenting on multiple articles. They're always linked in the description box, not in this video, but under the Mary Kay one. Very close-minded. Actually, it wasn't. It was actually very much in favor of Mary Kay, and some of the material came from Mary Kay, the company itself. And you left out a lot of information about the Mary Kay business. The positive financial experience a few people have does not outweigh the negative experience from the majority who lost money and time being connected to this business model. I also showed the 2019 income disclosure statement, and it showed that those that allegedly make money, they're far and few, as is typical for all MLMs. So I do not care about the few people that were able to change their lives for the better and for their family. They're doing that on the backs of others. You know a handful of people who were successful in Mary Kay, congratulations. There are thousands of people out there who lost money because of a predatory business model. Somebody else commented, I am a Mary Kay consultant and I feel compelled to correct you. We didn't have to buy or weigh into the company. Again, people, check what you're typing out there. We only spent $130 on a starter kit, tax deductible, that is valued at well above that. But purchasing a starting inventory is optional. I answered, that is how you pay your way into the company. With a starter kit. I guess that's what you wanted to say. But you purchase your way into the company, and I spoke about this in the video as well. Either because you have to purchase a starter kit with some products, and then you need to buy inventory if you want to sell. And that is what they're always pushing. While the compensation plan doesn't force you to buy products to then sell, you could just buy the products for yourself. That is how you pay your way into the company with a $130 starter kit. And most people who do that, they will lose money. And it is only a tax deduction if you're able to make a profit, which most people don't. Yeah, you will not be able to make money in Mary Kay when you purchase a $130 starter kit with products for your own personal use. If you're not able to make a profit, if you're not able to make money, and in this case, if you don't purchase inventory to sell, then this is not a tax deductible. Then this is just you spending money on products that you use yourself. I do hope that this person has a tax expert at hand and explains that to her. If you join Mary Kay only because you want the starter pack, then you also don't want to do this to start your business. You need to purchase the products and you need to purchase inventory, although it is optional. But if you want to sell the products, you need to purchase the products. That is what Mary Kay is all about. You purchasing a lot of product and you need to stock up on the products that you can then sell. That is being explained beautifully in the video where I reacted to somebody who did a compensation plan video. You need to purchase inventory and you need to hold inventory if you want to sell the products. That is why Mary Kay is so old-fashioned, because they're not doing that via the website. You still have to purchase the products. But if you have an updated income disclosure statement that shows otherwise, I'm happy to include it in an upcoming video. The person never got back to me. I included a 2019 income disclosure statement and I said I couldn't find an updated one, and it was bad. Most people don't make a profit. Most people don't even make some money in return, and only the people at the tippity top made a little bit of money. That wasn't a lot. And somebody also commented under the video, and I appreciate that, said, I was a Mary Kay consultant. And when it comes to the buyback option that Mary Kay has, meaning you purchase products as inventory within the time, I believe it was a year, you can also send them back to the company and you get 90% of the money back. What they don't tell you, that is what the other person commented under that video, is that if you as a consultant send back those products, the person that recruited you, the upline, they also have to pay back the commission, which is understandable because, of course, if you don't sell the products, you send them back. Your upline doesn't profit either. So you might need to wait an entire year in Mary Kay to make sure you understand what your actual revenue and what your actual profit is. And I appreciate that comment because it's a good point that I didn't make in the video. It sounds like a really great opportunity, yeah, although the inventory is optional. What I recognize a lot when it comes to commentary under the video is that there's a certain MLM script. You either don't understand the industry, or you must have been burned by it, or you haven't tried it yourself. I do not need to try out things that I know are bad. I do not need to join an MLM to understand that it's a predatory business model. All the numbers, all of the data, all of the facts show me that. Once you understand the business model, you cannot unsee it. And that's not a matter of opinion. The multi-level marketing business model is set up for most people to fail. And I don't need to try it out myself. I do not need to join an MLM myself to understand that. I also don't need to stand behind a horse, slap it on its butt, and wait what happens. I know that's a bad situation. Don't do that. Don't stand behind a horse and slap it on the booty and wait until it kicks you. I know that's not a great idea. I also do not need to lick poisonous frogs to know that that's not a great idea, because they will get me killed very likely, severely ill, maybe not being able to live my life for the next years to come. I also do not need to drive a car blindfolded to understand that that is a bad idea. I found a lot of these comments entertaining because they were trying to deflect from the actual problems. You are the problem, not the business opportunity. You don't understand it, etc. And a lot of these are just downright entertaining, and I will continue to collect them as they come along. Please do not seek out these people. That is not what these videos are for. If you're leaving stupid comments, I will poke fun at you, and if there's stupid content available publicly, I will also poke fun at this. But the idea is not to make these people feel bad, go to their social media, and then leave comments there. If you have criticism, you can always leave that under these videos. I do appreciate it because it's a different opinion. It's a different insight into something. And I like to look at these topics. Either I will utilize the comments for content, which is great, which I personally like a lot, or it gives me the opportunity to take a look at other topics, to come up with other content as well. That's kind of a starting point to set new videos into motion. I do appreciate your comments a lot, whether positive or negative, but of course it is also nice to have positive feedback. I would like to understand what you think about these types of videos. Do you enjoy them? Do you like to watch them? This is the first time that I've done a video purely reacting to comments. That was my commentary on people commenting under my commentary. It's like Inception. If you like these types of videos, then please consider subscribing. If you like this specific one, then give it a thumbs up. If you would like to let me know something, You can always do that in the comment section. And if you like these types of videos, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, tschüss!